just gonna sit and talk with you guys for a second. It's been forever since I filmed because life, that's why. Life happens. I moved my filming room. This is just a guest room in my house that I decided to make into a makeup room. So, I hope you can hear me okay. I've got the fan going because all the lights are on and it's hot in here. But anyways, I did just film this makeup tutorial. I don't even know if I'm looking straight into the camera. I know that I'm not centered. But that's just how this film is gonna go. This video. Let me get a little closer so you can see. So I filmed this look for you right now. I'm just kind of in a chill mood. Not real high energy, but this has been my go-to kind of fall face for the past couple of weeks. Using, I'm pretty sure it was all Drugstore, but I picked up this Wet n Wild palette, eyeshadow palette, Comfort Zone. I thought it was limited edition, but it's not because it was there months ago and then I went back during the fall and it was still there. So yeah, but everything is Drugstore, so everything is super affordable, and yeah, that's it. So anyways, again, if you want to get this look, then just keep on watching. Thanks. Bye. We're going in with the Wet n Wild Fergie primer, or the Fergie primer by Wet n Wild. I'm not sure what you want to call it. But I just put that all over my lid, to the brow bone, and a little underneath my eye. I'm going with the Morphe 35N palette and just using a tone closest to my skin color and just setting that primer. Then we're going to go back into that palette and just get a little darker shade. We're going to buff that into the crease as a transition shade. Just buffing away, because that's how we do. Then we go back into that palette and grab a little bit of the orange shade and buff that right into the crease as well, and I bring it just a little bit higher because I want it to peek through the tiniest bits there. Then I'm going to go in with just a normal shader brush, and I'm going to take that the light green shade in the palette, and I'm just going to place that all over the lid. Try not to put it any further than just kind of touching that crease. I get a little crazy sometimes. I'm about to switch to a flat shader brush. I'm going to spray that. You can use Fix Plus, you could use Visine, whatever. But I'm going right back into that green shade. I just wanted it to show up a little bit more. The spray that I just used was vegetable glycerin, witch hazel, and some distilled water. Then I'm going to go back to that Comfort Zone palette. Oh, first we were buffing, make sure there's no lines. Then we're going back into that Comfort Zone palette and going in with the darkest shade there and just darkening up that outer V. And just flicking it out a little bit here, you'll see. And just continuing to buff, buff, buff. I bring that pretty close into the middle, like past my eye there. Then I'm just buffing out again, just buffing out the harsh lines. And the other one didn't look the same, so I had to go touch it. I'm going into this highlight shade. I don't know why, because I'm just going to have to highlight again. Sorry for the background noise. Just going in and making that just a little more vibrant because I played with it too much. So now, just brushing off any fallout that we have there, and we're moving on to skin. I'm using the Hard Candy Pore Perfecting Primer, which I had already put on my skin, and now we're going in with the Fit Me foundation. This is the Smooth and Dewy. Is it Smooth and Dewy? I think I'm in the color, and that's the shade 240. Just using this brush to buff it into my skin, And then I'm going to go in with the Beauty Blender, or actually it's the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and just kind of dab it over my nose and under my eyes. This is the Rimmel Match Perfection concealer and highlighter in one, and I got a little crazy, and it's might be just a little too light for me. But that's okay, that's what bronzer's for. Just taking that damp sponge and pressing it into my skin there. Then I'm taking the Real Techniques, what is this, the setting brush here, to just continue to buff that out. I'm going in with that contour palette by Wet n Wild, just to set that under eye color with the highlighting shade in there. I'm going in with the translucent powder by E.L.F and just setting the rest of my face with it. I promise I will not look this white by the end of the video. Then I'm going with the contouring palette, the blush and contouring bronzer. Anyways, just doing a little bit light contouring with this bronzer. And then I'm going to go ahead with that same color and warm up the face because, like I said, we're looking a little bit like Casper. Little bit, just a little bit. So I bronze, 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 you get the point. We're bronzing the face. Again with bronzing. Then I'm going to go in with that highlight shade again and just carve out my cheeks just a little bit more. Make the rest of my face match my under eye, I guess. Alright, then I'm going to go in with this Rimmel gel eyeliner pencil and just tightlining my upper lash line. And then going in with the Rimmel Nude pencil and running that in my waterline. I actually drew on my contact with the black liner, so I was blinking all funny. Then I'm going back into that Comfort Zone palette and taking that definer. It says definer on it. It's like a really pretty like cranberry shade. And I'm just going to run that underneath my lash line. Then I'm going to go in with that blush from that palette. I'm going to go in with that E.L.F palette, the bronzing and blush palette, and just use the blush from there. It's a little bit shimmery, so if you don't like shimmery blush, I would probably shy away from that. I have to kind of really pack it on because it's not very pigmented, but it is a pretty color. Then I'm going back in with that highlight shade that I went in with earlier and just going to highlight underneath my brow, or underneath my eyebrow. Yes, that's what I meant to say. And in the inner corners, I'm just making sure to buff everything in. Then I'm going to curl my eyelashes just really fast because I don't wear falsies on a regular basis. Then I'm going in with the Wow Lash by Rimmel. I do end up applying 2 coats to this, although I do not show that. Sorry about my hair, guys. It's just, it was a long day. Then I'm pairing this Rimmel lip liner. I think it's called like Cherry Kisses or something like that. And then I'm going over with this like plummy Wet n Wild lipstick. Of course, I will list everything down below. Just right now, I can't think of anything.
kind of comes off a little bit orange once I put the lipstick on, but I promise you it is a berry shade. I'm not sure why it even looks the slightest bit orange. But yep, and that's, oh, and then I'm going in with, what is it, Reserve Your Cabana, just to give a subtle highlight to the face. I really love almost setting.
How you do it?